welcome to my knife channel. I'm just doing a review on the Cold Steel Luzon. And I picked up this knife a little over a week ago. And I had my doubts about it. And I thought it was a cheap knife. But it is pretty sturdy. It's an it's 8-0 mauve. And it's a really good slicer. I got the smaller variation of it. It's a 4-inch blade. I was tempted to try out the 6-inch blade, but I saw reviews on it, and basically what that is just a pocket sword. I might pick one up down the road. I don't really have much use of it for that kind of knife. Canada, it's kind of getting a little bit questionable now, like what kind of knives you can carry. There's no real predeterminate knife law, but this knife here, I can safely say I can use it for an ADC, and I have done so. I've used it for food prep. I've used it for light duty cutting. I've actually cut some cardboard up with it. Some Costco plastic boxes that you get your pastries in and whatnot. Did short work of that. Did some pizza boxes up with it. Cut them up pretty good. Nice little knife. It cuts cheese very well. No lock up, really, like no strain on the hands. This Zytel clip, I'm just going to point out to a lot of people that made reviews on the Kiradashi. This Zytel clip, the reason why GSM, and I think Cold Steel did this, I think it was done before the acquisition of GSM, when Thompson sold Cold Steel. A lot of tradespeople buy Cold Steel knives, and the Luzon is named after an island in the Philippines. It was Lynn Thompson's answer to a legal balisong. As you know, a balisong is a butterfly knife, and butterfly knives are prohibited in my country, and most of the states in the lower 48. I think Alaska, you're allowed to have butterfly knives. I don't think Hawaii, you're allowed butterfly knives, but I'm pretty sure in Arkansas and other states that are really friendly to knife carriers, balisongs are legal. But this is Lynn Thompson's answer to a legal balisong. And the bamboo, I think this is Gryvix. It's like they're basically, it's fiberglass reinforced plastic, right? But the Zytel clip here, a train of thought here, this is really good, and this is not going to snap very easily. It's very strong. I would say the blade would break long before that would break. I've seen people baton with the Spartan, and it's a hollow grind blade, and they snapped it. They chipped it, actually. And I've seen it where they've had the knife stuck in logs, and the handle actually outlasted the knife. But this clip here is a better alternative than, say, having a spoon clip. And the reason why I say this is, if you're an auto finisher, you're gonna want this bumping up on the car by accident rather than this. This is gonna scratch your automotive paint. This, on the other hand, will not. So tradesmen would probably prefer this over that. And of course, you're getting a lot more real estate. You're getting much more cutting length. This is a great knife. As I said in the previous video, this is what you would want you know, like if you live in a state where knife length is an issue, whereas the Luzon, uh, you know, you could use this as well as this if you're not life dependent on it. This will help you, but it's all about the intent. And my intent is to carry them every day and not use them for self-defense, because self-defense is non-existent in my country. Basically, criminals, uh, you know, have a right and you don't. So, but if I ever was being questioned by a police officer and say I had a Spyderco matriarch or a civilian, which has this radical S curve in it, which would have no EDC function whatsoever, this is, you know, purely I bought this out of curiosity, but it functions very well as an EDC. Of course, you wouldn't want to do hard use with it. 8CR Mauve is pretty forgiving, and the knife snobs out there say, well, 8CR Mauve's garbage. I find that 8CR Mauve holds an edge very well. It all depends on the heat treat. This is a Chinese-made Luzon, and I've got knives that are made in China that they have to break out of that thought, because Chinese-made knives, I've used them for years, and I've had very minimal issues with them. They really stepped up their game. But this knife overall is very good on the wallet. I think I just got it for under $60. I think it cost me about $8 to ship it. So I think in total with the taxes it tallied out to $75 Canadian. I got this knife for a lot more money, but I got it cheaper because I bought it from another province. So, and I really like making references, because this is my favorite knife. I have a story to talk about this knife, another video. But yeah, the Cold Steel Luzon is a really good everyday carry. I ignored the naysayers out there, and I was on the fence about buying it for a while.